Hey guys, hope you're well. We're gonna make the most delicious mushroom pasta with garlic, spinach, mushrooms, a rich sauce. We've got a crunchy thyme and garlic breadcrumb topping. It's just joy, joy, joy. Let's get cooking. Put the pan on a medium-high heat and a pot of boiling water. First job, garlic breadcrumbs. Finely slice 2 cloves of garlic. This is my wife's favorite bit. So what she loves and what I love about this is the crunch of the breadcrumbs with the soft, delicate pasta. It's a really beautiful combo. We're gonna go in here with some olive oil. Go in with the garlic, get that sizzling. The next ingredient, thyme. Fresh thyme is joyful. A few nice little stalks. Just pull the lovely little leaves off the stalk. They normally pop and spit a little bit, but the flavor from thyme is amazing, especially with mushrooms. Listen to that. And then in with the breadcrumbs, and we can turn that temperature right down. Just toast off these breadcrumbs. And this will make the most amazing little sprinkle for any pasta, any ravioli, even soups, gorgeous on salads. So once it's gorgeous and crispy, put it in our little bowl, and this people will fight over. Pan back on the heat. I've got 2 packs of mushrooms, but you really could use oysters, button mushrooms, anything you like. So 4 cloves of garlic and mushrooms, classic flavor. Back in the pan, we're gonna go in with some olive oil, in with the garlic, that will perfume the oil. Then I'll take the other half of that thyme and pick in the lovely leaves there. Nice generous pinch of black pepper as well. We'll go in with the mushrooms. Now that looks like a lot of mushrooms, but if you give that about 10 minutes of cooking, stirring nice and regularly, that is gonna half in size, it's gonna intensify and double in flavor, and that's gonna be amazing. So we'll let that cook out, then I'll show you what to do next. So if you look at the mushrooms now, the water's starting to cook away, and it will go now from boiling to frying. Can you hear it? And you can see it's dried up. It smells amazing. Right, let's have a little taste. Amazing. So normally at this stage, I put in a little cream or creme fraiche, and that's definitely very traditional, but I got told about a little tip that is just naughty, and it's basically a tin of mushroom soup. And it basically means you get double mushroom flavor. So put all of it in, nice little tin of quality mushroom soup. Fill this tin up with a little bit of water, and then like half a tin, a whole tin, depending on how thick the soup is. Just put that in there and let that simmer away. You get this silky old school sauce. You've got extra seasoning in there. You're down on the saturated fats and up on the veg. So it's a nice little trick. Mix that up, let that simmer. The water here is now boiling. We'll just put a little salt in there. And we're gonna go in with 300 grams of your chosen pasta. Look, you could use whatever you like. I'm going in with tagliatelle. Lid on until the water comes up to the boil again. The pasta sauce is already looking good. So we've got an ingredient to go in there, spinach. I'm using the frozen spinach because it's super convenient. You get that really nice kind of dense, dark spinach. Nutrition through the roof. Just gonna put 2 little cubes like that in. That's about 100 grams. And that will just defrost and cook into it. Those pops of green, amazing. What I like to do now, you don't have to do this. Some people take pasta and put it in a colander. The water goes down the drain, and it's the water that helps the sauce be silky. What I like to do is use some little tongs and drag the pasta and some of that water along with it. Now, what's nice about that is we're just gonna get the most incredible textures. And then a little bit of Parmesan. So you just need a little bit for seasoning. And having fresh Parmesan makes all the difference. Just toss it like this. Can you see how elegant this is? The smell is incredible. And that's the beauty of cooking, right? You can take the cheapest mushrooms and make them joyful. Look at that, look at the way it comes out. Silky, that little hack with the tinned soup is naughty, but nice. With a little of those breadcrumbs on the top. Come on. A long stroke of Parmesan. And then let's portion up a little bit. I mean, look at that. How elegant is that? Come on, that's a dish right there. Look at that. Right, let's try some. Oh. My missus doesn't like mushrooms, but I put it in quite a lot of the cooking that she says she loves. So don't be a hater, be a lover, or just put it in and don't tell them. Oh, that is bonkers. Enjoy. This is a great dish. We're going to do a beautiful mushroom cannelloni with a gorgeous, oozy, cheesy sauce. If you've got someone in your house that completely disagrees with any kind of meat-free day, this recipe is probably quite a good one to get them on, because if this is made right, they probably wouldn't even notice the difference, right? Because this has the depths of flavour that you'd get from a lovely cannelloni. The residual moisture in these greens will just steam and wilt. This will take like 30-40 seconds. That can then go in the bottom of our tray. Just a little kiss of salt. Right, that's the beginning of the story. Let's get on to business. So in this pan, I want to cook down leeks, which I love, and onions. Olive oil will go straight in with the onions. And then as I prep each vegetable, just add it to the story. So a little bit of pepper, and I've got some garlic. Just finely slice it up. Right, let's get on to leeks. Just slice up the white part straight in there. With the greener stuff, I tend to chop this up finer anyway, just to help it cook. And then we're going to add the mushrooms. Right, big boy, we're making cannelloni. Give it a little seasoning with salt and pepper. If you want to make this extraordinary, just 15 minutes of stirring and frying will be amazing.
Yes.
Go and find your mad brother.
Okay.
Stuffing's done. So chop that up, and then it just feels so homemade, and you get more texture. If you lay it out flat, let that cool down. Let me make a really simple white sauce. In the same pan that we made the mushrooms, go in with 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons also of plain flour. You don't have to make it with butter. Classically, yes, but in real life, no. Olive oil's fine. Looks a bit like breadcrumbs, but this is a thickening agent. In there, we're going to add some milk. I'm just going to add it slowly, slowly. That's quite a rushed version. That's what I always do at home. You know, I've got a family here to feed. There's stuff going on. So look, as the white sauce does its magic, let's fill these cannellonis. So literally all I do is stab around like that and then turn it around, do the other half. It's as simple as that. And that is your beautiful mushroom stuffed cannelloni. Okay, so look, there we go. A tray full of beautiful cannelloni. Off the heat now, because I'm very happy with that consistency, and put a nice big handful of grated cheese in there. I'm using cheddar, a nice big handful goes in. So let's get that over the top here. Look how oozy it is, yeah. And you can see the chunks of leftover mushroom in there. Last but not least, just a few little slices, kind of in and around. And then just a little drizzle of oil. So this will go in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 to 45 minutes until golden, blipping and delicious. I can hear it sizzling. So it's at about 40 minutes. The wood oven's just a little bit hotter. Look at that, come on. This kind of cooking is all about family. Look at the crispy bits. Yes. And then of course we added that lovely stack of greens. It's got to be one of the best meat-free meals ever, whether you're vegetarian or not. Right, let's get amongst it. So go. Oh yeah. Kids! Lunch! So I'm going to make this beautiful mushroom risotto, slightly different twist on the tail. So sofrito is the base. It's chopped white onions and a little bit of celery. And then I want to add the risotto rice. I'm using arborio rice. You can use cannelloni, a handful per person. Now while that's doing that, here I've got some dried porcini. So what I'm going to do is just get a bit of my stock. So I'm just going to give those a couple of minutes. The rice is sounding a little hot, and what I'm going to do is, you could use white wine at this stage, but I'm going to use vermouth, which is absolutely fantastic. So as soon as that's gone in, we stop the frying and we want to go into making risotto mode, adding small ladles of stock every minute or so and giving it a little stir up. Literally after a minute, right, beautiful porcini, and look in there. I mean, already just chicken stock and dried mushroom taste is incredible. In with the mushroom stock. But now look, here on the board, just and chop them up like this. Then straight in, every last bit. All I have to do now is keep adding stock and stirring it, massaging out all the starch until it's ready. Now, while that's just finishing off, here I've got some lovely wild mushrooms. I've got the girole, pied de mouton, chanterelle. With the mushrooms, what I want to do is I want to put them dry in and around this screaming hot griddle pan. Risotto is done. What I need to do definitely while it's hot is get a knob of butter. I want a nice handful of Parmesan. I'm going to mix this up, beat that up, lid, let it chill out. While that's off the heat, let's have a little look over here. These mushrooms should be toasted. I'm going to get these mushrooms. I'm going to pick some nice herbs. I love chervil, very, very nice. I've got some parsley here, tarragon. So most of that into there, leave a bit for garnish. Now, tiny bit of oil. And then let's get a lemon. Squeeze about half of that lemon into there. While these are nice and warm and while the risotto's resting, let's plate it up. So, lovely. Just spoon this on. Beautiful risotto. Beautiful, look at that. Look how nice and smooth it is. And then we get a little handful of beautiful mushrooms and then we just splay them all over the top like that. And then I get a little knob of butter and I just put that in the middle there and that'll start to melt. And slowly just give it a tiny, tiny little grate. Look at that.